Alright, howdy bros, and welcome to a something a little different. I'm working on a video right now, but this is something I just felt I wanted to talk about, I guess. But I cannot really be bothered to make a fully fledged video out of it, so I'm just going to, you know, play the game while I'm talking here. I'll probably cut out some repetitive bullshit, but you know, that's about it. So the level I'm playing at right here, you probably recognize it. It's kind of a staple, I guess. It's like the first level most people played when 2.0 came out, because it's like the first 2.0 level pretty much. But this fucking level is fucking terrible. This is the worst. This is actually the worst robtop level, and I'll tell you why. It's this part right here. Those moving objects, as you saw right there. So most of this level is pretty easy. You can side read it for the most part, if you get used to the robot, that is. But the fucking memory parts, they artificially inflate the difficulty of this level, right? So you absolutely have to play this level in practice mode before you can beat it, because of this fucking stupid, dumb, idiot part right here. This is all memory. Ah, fuck, and I died. Okay, so, you know, usually memory isn't like a bad thing. Okay, so let me show a different example. This level also has memory in it, but you can kind of tell what's coming up. If you're skilled at the game, you can, you know, kind of sight read what's going on here. But in Geometrical Dominator, the stuff just pops up in your face, and there's no way to respond. You absolutely cannot react to the memory parts in Geometrical Dominator, and that makes the level incredibly frustrating to play. And I think it kind of set a precedent for, you know, Geometry Dash levels, especially in early 2.0. If you remember, early 2.0 was kind of a garbage fest. Nobody remembers early 2.0 fondly, right? Early 2.0 levels were all kind of terrible. And I think Geometrical Dominator and, you know, Deadlock to a lesser extent were to blame, because they set this precedent of having, you know, confusing moving objects all over the place, invisible bullshit you can't react to. And it made the levels not fun. And also, moving objects tend to make the gameplay kind of buggy as well. I just beat this level in one attempt. Did you see that? I couldn't even beat Geometrical Dominator because of the memory part. This level is hella fun to play, alright? I enjoyed that. It's satisfying. Geometrical Dominator is not satisfying because it's solely memory. The memory is what makes this level hard. If there were no memory, this would be like a 4-star difficulty level. Let me show you what I mean, actually. I got a copy of the level, and I made some improvements to it. So, I'll cut to when the changes... Oh, well, never mind. I actually made some changes right there. Those things don't pop up anymore, so you can actually see what you're supposed to do. It's all about being fair towards the player, right? If you can't see what's coming up, how is that even fair gameplay, right? Geometry Dash is a skill-based game. There are memory elements, of course, but, you know, memory isn't the main selling point of this game. It comes down to skill, your ability to, you know, control your character, and your ability to respond to the situation you're in. And, you know, oh, and I died. Fuck, that's embarrassing. Part of it is also memory, but, you know, the memory isn't so much, you know, remembering a certain combination of jumps. The memory is more like remembering the layout of a level. You know, if a level is really hard, you may not be able to sight read it, but you can, you know, kind of memorize what's coming up. And you can still, you know, kind of respond to the situation, but in Geometrical Dominator, that's entirely different, because you have no choice but to memorize the level, and that makes the level not fun at all. It just makes it a grind. So let's fucking finish the level this time. Get to the part where it where the invisible bullshit comes up. I made everything visible in this part, so you can actually see what's happening. And you can see how easy this fucking part is. It's like 4 button presses pretty much. There we go. And these keys are still active because those moving objects, I don't have a problem with that part at all, because those moving objects actually serve a purpose. Instead of just tripping up the player for no reason. See how much better that is? That's much more satisfying to play. And, you know, robtop, I think robtop realized this, because when he made Fingerdash, he made the moving objects solely for decorative purposes. None of the, you know, gameplay elements actually move. I don't think. Let me cut back to when I complete the level. Oh, okay, I guess I was kind of wrong, because, you know, these things obviously move. But they move in a pattern that's easily recognizable. You can clearly see what's going on. So it's easy to respond to, even if they move. It's like the fire bars in Mario Brothers, right? You can always predict their movement. Yeah, and there's nothing else. You know, I remember when Fingerdash came out, I remember that I beat it in like 7 attempts. Something like that. But Geometrical Dominator took me a lot more because of the memory parts. Even though Fingerdash is supposed to be harder than Geometrical Dominator. And, you know, when I said that it set a precedent, people still fucking make shitty ass levels. Okay, that's, of course, I've been saying this for a long time, but that's usually me talking about the decoration. But like, the gameplay, very few creators actually know how to make good gameplay. So this level is pretty early 2.0. It has your signature moving objects for no reason. Like, in early 2.0, people just used moving objects because they were novel at the time. They didn't really innovate with them a whole lot. And the end result was... oh, like right there. The end result was basically that gameplay didn't make it very fun. So, recently I saw a video by Water about Fingerdash. You probably remember him. And in that video, he said something that really... resonated with me, you know. Oh, fuck this, dude. So this level has the staple invisible size portals that fuck up your ship gameplay. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so in that video, Water talks about, you know, why Fingerdash left Geometry Dash. And he left right after 2.0 came out, I think. In 1.9 you could always see what was coming up, right? But in 2.0, that changed entirely. Now there's these garbage transitions that cover the entire screen. There's invisible objects that change the size of your ship for no reason. Please stop doing that, everybody, all creators. That's frustrating. Invisible speed changes are also fucking worthless. God, this level sucks. So Fingerdash left because... you know, people used the alpha trigger and the move trigger to make the gameplay, you know, basically impossible to sight read. You know, transitions, moving objects that like pop up out of nowhere. That makes a level frustrating to play, right? Especially if it's supposed to be, you know, kind of an easy level. You should not have to spend hundreds of attempts learning an easy level. That's frustrating. But that's exactly what, you know, basically every level became when 2.0 came out. And it never really changed, I don't think. This level sucks, by the way. Fuck this level. Give it a dislike.